Assalamu alaikum students. Today is your next class of English. Now you know I'm your English teacher. Today we will continue our lecture which was going on with unit number 1, that was Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the model of tolerance. But before going towards and proceeding towards our lecture, let me tell you about homework tasks, that is work from home me tasks, and how you have to do that. Let me tell you and let me give you the complete information about your homework. That is your me task, English me task. You can see here there are two partitions, that is English A and that is English B. I hope you can see here that question number 1 and question number 2 are included in English A, and question number 3 and question number 4 are included in English B. It means, what does it mean? It means you have to do your task in your neat notebooks. So be careful when you will be doing your homework in your neat notebooks. You have to do the English A task. It means the questions which are included in English A, you have to do them in English A neat notebook, and which are included in English B, you have to do them in English B notebook. Let me tell you about these questions. That question number 1, that is read the paragraph given on book page number 2 and answer these questions. A paragraph is given to you which is on page number 2 of your book, means the very first paragraph of the first unit, that is unit number 1, and it is the first paragraph of the first unit which is on page number 2. By tolerance we mean, and there are some dashes, mankind and universe. This paragraph is written completely on page number 2, the very first paragraph of unit number 1. You have to attempt all these questions one by seeing this paragraph, and the answers of these questions are present in this given paragraph. Remember this thing, you have to write the answers from this given paragraph, and this paragraph is completely given in your neat in your book, in your textbook. Okay, now the question number 2, write the synonyms of the following words. These are some words and you have to write the synonyms. What does synonyms mean? Synonyms mean same meaning words of these words. You have to write the synonyms of these words. Then English B means the English B, the work which is included in your English B, and you have to do this work in English B notebook. That is question number 3, write an application to your school principal for remission of absence fine. This time you have to write in the 7th class, you have written the remission of fine application to your principal, but you have not mentioned a specific reason. Here you have to give the specific reason, and the specific reason is absence fine. You will not write about any other reason, like in the previous class we were writing the chair is broken, the window is broken, the glass is broken, so you are asking for the remission of fine. But this time you you have a specific reason for the absence fine, like you have been absent in the class and you have to give the reason for it, and then you have to ask for the remission of fine. So you will not ask for any other reason, and this application is specific, the subject of the application is specific. This will be done in English B notebook. Then question number 4, make 10 sentences first in Urdu and then translate them English of present indefinite tense. You have to make 10 sentences in Urdu of present indefinite tense. You can make 3 of interrogative, 3 of negative, 3 of affirmative, and 3 and 1 of any other. Like you can make 4 of affirmative, even you can make WH word, but it must be of present indefinite tense, means simple present tense, what you say, that is simple present tense. And you have to concentrate in this class, in 8th class, because in the board papers we are very much giving concentration to the translation, because in the board papers it is demanded. So it is the demand of the board papers that you have to be very careful about your translation, about the things. So you know very well that the present indefinite tense Urdu indications ta hai, ti hai, and te hai, but later on we will discuss these questions one by one, because you will not do the task in the one day as you do the previous task. We will discuss the task and then I will give you the homework of one question. I will describe that question and then you will attempt your task. Then you will attempt your, for example, today I am going to give you the question number 1 as a homework, and I will tell you that you have to do it in your English A notebook, and I will discuss the whole question in the detail in the last, because it will be your homework for today. Apart from that, going towards the lecture, this was your task, and in this way you have to attempt your task, that you have to do the complete presentation. You will do it as you have done the work, as you are doing the work in the neat notebook of English, as because you have to do the work in the neat notebook. So you have to write the things, and you have to do, and you have to present the things in the complete presentation as you do in the class, like where you have to use the blue marker, where you have to highlight the words, what you have to do. For example, when you will give when you will start the word, you will give the first, you will write the question, read the paragraph, then you will give the heading of the paragraph. First, before read the paragraph, first you will give the heading of paragraph comprehensions, uh, comprehension questions, paragraph comprehensions or passage comprehension, right? First you have to give the heading of paragraph comprehension, passage comprehension, then you will give the heading of paragraph, then you will write the paragraph in a sketch. You can make a sketch, you can make a box for writing the paragraph. You will not write the whole paragraph, you will as it is write the paragraph in the dotted form, then you will give the heading of the questions, and then you will write the question answer. You can give the heading of question answer, and then you will write the question number 1, then you will write the question. These all things should be underlined. There should be a margin line in your neat notebook, margin line, ending lines, underlining. There must be underlining. Each question must be underlined. Each heading must be underlined. Then you have to attempt, that is what is meant by tolerance, and then you have to see the paragraph and you have to answer this question. Then the second question is about the how does the Holy Quran describe the, you have to answer that how does the Holy Quran, in which way the Holy Quran describe the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Then you have to do the third question, that is you have to write any two nouns from the given passage. Then when you will be answering this question, you have to write in a way that you have, first you have to give the statement, you have to write the statement. The two nouns from the given passage are as follows. You can write, and you can also write, for example, person and this are the nouns in the following passage or in the given passage, and then you have to make the sentences of them. And how you will make the sentences, you will write that noun, and then you will, for example, I met a person yesterday, I met a strange person yesterday. So you have to write the person, then you will underline, then you will draw the columns, put the columns, and then you will write the sentence of it. Then in this way you will do that word. No need to draw a line in between, because there are only two words and you have to write the sentences of those two words. I hope you understand your homework, and in the last I will you have to capture and you have to memorize that you have to do this homework with that question number 1 in your English notebook. Now proceeding towards the lecture, we have discussed the unit number 1. In the first paragraph of unit number 1, the theme of the unit was that the tolerance of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has been discussed in this unit, that how much he was tolerant, how much he was calm, and how peacefully he have he have resolved all the matters in his life, and how much he forgave all his enemies, all his worst enemies, even they had done wrong to him, bad to him, and he forgave everyone because he believed in justice, he believed in humanity. And for the tolerance, or for the maintenance of tolerance, and to become tolerant, we have to be we have to be just, we have to be patient, and we have to respect the humanity. Because when we will be respecting the humanity, the tolerance will come itself in us. And he was the Sadiq and Amin, the most honest and the trustworthy person in the entire universe. Now, going towards the unit, we have to start our unit from here, that we have discussed the first, I have shared the even the words meaning of the first paragraph. Now going towards the next paragraph, that is on page number 2. While preaching Islam in Makkah, the Quraysh ostracized. Sorry, before continuing it, I will tell you that in 8th class you have to be very very careful, and you have to give your complete concentration on the translation, because the translation is the very mandatory and compulsory part of your course. That in the papers, in the board exams, and even the now the school papers, that is the pattern of 8th class, it's completely different from the 7th class, because the whole pattern is different, the mark, the criteria of the marks is different, your presentation will be changed to some extent. So you have to be more careful about the things, and you have to give your concentration complete. Now we will do the word to word translation in Urdu, right? In the previous class, up to 7 class, we were doing just the translation in same language, in English. That was easier even. But in Urdu it is even difficult, because in Urdu, you know that there are so many difficult words of Urdu, even we don't know the meaning of that Urdu word as well. So in this way, we have to see the things, and we have to understand first the paragraph, then we will translate it. And what is the way of doing the translation? The way of translation is, first we will do the word to word translation, right? First we will discuss the first I will tell you the meaning of the difficult words, and when you will be able to write the meaning of words, so then you will be able to translate the sentence in a sequence. When we will do the translation in the chunks, right? We will translate word one by one, that is Islam and preaching and this and this. Yeah, you will then understand what does the sentence mean. Then you can give it a sequence by your own. But first you have to know the meanings of the difficult words. What difficult words are given in the passage? Okay, first I will tell you the whole paragraph, then I will summarize it in my words, and then I will tell you the difficult words, and then I will translate it in the sequence. While preaching Islam in Makkah, the Quraysh ostracized him and his family, Banu Hashim. They lived in a valley called Shab Abi Talib. There was scarcity of food and water. The believers had no means of income, and they were leading a very tough life for a period of 3 years. See, while preaching Islam in Makkah, when Huzur Pak Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was preaching Islam in Makkah, so the Quraysh ostracized him. The Quraysh, the people, means the Quraysh, which was the tribe of Makkah, which was one of the tribe of Makkah. They made them out. They banished them. They expelled them out from the Makkah, whom the Huzur Pak Hazrat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and his family Banu Hashim, they expelled them out from the Makkah. Now what they do, they were living in a valley, They used to live in a valley which was named as, or which was called Shawabi Thalib. There was scarcity. Scarcity means there was lackage, there was shortage of food and water, and the believers means the Muslims and the followers of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they had nothing to earn. There was no medium for them to earn the income, and they were going through and they were suffering from a very tough life. And that period of time was of 3 years. It was the span of time that was four they it was of 3 years. During this situation, Prophet Muhammad remained calm and tolerant and never thought about taking any sort of revenge. See, that was a very difficult situation. His enemies had done so bad to him, but he remained calm. He maintained his tolerance and calmness, because we people say that person has very patient. Why we say that? We say that in a way, when he see the things are against him, but still he remained calm, he remained passive, and he remained very patient, and he remained very quiet. he he does not give the answers at that very moment. He does not take the revenge, he does not try to take the revenge, he does not rebel. Understand? So we say yes, this person is patient. We do not say that when the hard time come and we started shouting and we started crying and we started abusing others and we started um, dominating others and we started to curse others and curse our God. No, even that time was so difficult for them that they were not able even to eat or to drink properly. Like there was a shortage of water and food, but they remained calm. Even after he had conquered Makkah, the Holy Prophet Muhammad SAW taught his followers to remain tolerant. After the conquest of Makkah, the Muslim army entered Makkah humbly and peacefully. No house was robbed, no man or woman was insulted. The Prophet Muhammad SAW granted a general amnesty to the entire population of Makkah. Even when he conquered Makkah, when he defeat the people of Makkah. When he defeated the people of Makkah, it means his enemies. When he defeated his enemies and he overcome the Makkah, he won the Makkah completely. So he taught his followers, he taught his believers that to remain tolerant means do not create any panic and do not create any kind of violence in the city of Makkah. Even after the conquest of Makkah, Fatah Makkah, right? After the conquest of Makkah, when the Muslim army entered the Makkah, they entered the Makkah in a very humble, in a very peaceful way, in a very calm way, in a very patient way, in a very tolerant way. Not in the very aggressive way and very violent way that there was a sword in their hand and they were killing everyone who were coming in their way. No, no house was robbed, there was nothing, no kind of theft, no kind of robbery there. No men and women were humiliated and they were insulted. No one was insulted, no one was humiliated. Even the Prophet ﷺ has forgiven all the people of Makkah, all his enemies, all the people who were his foe, who were his against, who were his rebellions. He forgiven everyone. He give forgiveness to everyone. He grant his forgiveness to everyone. Journal amnesty, he grant his forgiveness to everyone. He had forgiven everyone. So he showed to the people that how much, what was the level of his tolerance, what was the level of his patience, and he wanted that tolerance and that patience in his people. So he acted. First he acted and then he preached us to act in that way, to behave in that way. Now I'm going to share the meaning of the difficult words. The first one, preaching, tabligh, ostracized, boycott, sarcasticity, qillat, revenge, badla, conquered, fatah kiya, taught, sikhaya, conquest, fatah Makkah, amnesty, आम माफ़ी, insulted, बेइज्जती की, means, ज़रिया, believers, पैरोकार, or you can say मोमिनीन, tough, सख्त, period, मुद्दत, humbly, आजिज़ी, population, आबादी, tolerant, रवादार, sword, किस्म, robbed, लूटा गया. Now you can see here, okay, you can take the screenshot of these words meanings. Fine, you can take the screenshot of these words meaning. And now coming towards again the passage, and now I am going to translate it sentence by sentence and word by word. Then you will be able to translate it in a very good way. While preaching Islam in Makkah, जब इस्लाम की तबलीग मक्का में की जा रही थी, या यू कैन से मक्का में इस्लाम की तबलीग करते हुए, द कुरैश ऑस्ट्रसाइज्ड हिम एंड हिज फैमिली बनु हाशिम, कुरैश ने उनका और उनके ख़ानदान बनु हाशिम का बाइकॉट, ऑस्ट्रसाइज बाइकॉट किया. द कुरैश ने ऑस्ट्रसाइज्ड हिम बाइकॉट किया उनका, एंड हिज फैमिली बनु हाशिम और उनके ख़ानदान बनु हाशिम का. नाउ गिव इट अ सीक्वेंस. मक्का में इस्लाम की तबलीग करते हुए कुरैश ने उनका और उनके ख़ानदान बनु हाशिम का बाइकॉट किया. दे लिव्ड इन अ वैली कॉल्ड शाब अबी तालिब. वो रहते थे एक वादी में. दे लिव्ड, वो रहते थे, इन अ वैली, एक वादी में, कॉल्ड शाब अबी तालिब, शाब अबी तालिब कहलाती थी. सो यू कैन ट्रांसलेट इट, वो एक वादी शाब अबी तालिब में रहते थे, या वो एक वादी में रहते थे जो शाब अबी तालिब कहलाती थी. देयर वॉज स्कार्सिटी ऑफ फूड एंड वाटर. वहाँ खुराक और पानी की किल्लत थी. और यू कैन से वहाँ खुराक की किल्लत थी, वहाँ खाने की या वहाँ ग़िज़ा की या वहाँ खुराक और पानी की किल्लत थी. द बिलीवर्स हैड नो मीन्स ऑफ इनकम. द बिलीवर्स, मोमिनीन, हैड नो मीन्स, के पास ज़रिया ना था, ऑफ इनकम, कमाने का, एंड दे वर लीडिंग अ वेरी, और वो गुजार रहे थे, अ वेरी टफ लाइफ, एक बहुत सख्त ज़िंदगी, फॉर अ पीरियड ऑफ 3 years, 3 साल की मुद्दत के लिए, फॉर 3 साल की मुद्दत से. ठीक है. नाउ हाउ यू विल ट्रांसलेट इट. द बिलीवर्स हैड नो मीन्स ऑफ इनकम. मोमिनीन की आमदनी का कोई ज़रिया ना था, एंड दे वर लीडिंग अ वेरी टफ लाइफ फॉर अ पीरियड ऑफ 3 years, और वो 3 साल की मुद्दत तक या मुद्दत से एक मुश्किल ज़िंदगी गुजार रहे थे. ड्यूरिंग दिस सिचुएशन, इन हालात के दौरान या इस सूरत हाल में, प्रॉफिट मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम रिमेन्ड काम एंड टॉलरेंट. हुजूर पाक सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम पुरसुकून और रवादार रहे, एंड नेवर थॉट, और कभी न सोचा, अबाउट टेकिंग, लेने के मुतालिक, एनी सॉर्ट ऑफ रिवेंज, किसी भी किस्म का बदला. नाउ हाउ यू विल ट्रांसलेट इट, दैट हज़रत मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम इस हालात में पुरसुकून और रवादार रहे, और कभी भी किसी किस्म का बदला लेने का ना सोचा. Even after he had conquered मक्का, यहाँ तक कि, और यू कैन से हत्ता के, जब उन्होंने حتیٰ کہ انہوں نے مکہ فتح کیا. The Holy Prophet ﷺ taught his followers to remain tolerant. حضور پاک صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم نے اپنے پیروکاروں کو روادار رہنے کی تعلیم دی. روادار رہنے کی تعلیم دی. اپنے پیروکاروں کو روادار رہنے کی تعلیم دی. حتیٰ کہ now I am going to translate even after he had conquered Makkah. حتیٰ کہ ان کے مکہ فتح کرنے کے بعد بھی حضور پاک صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم نے اپنے پیروکاروں کو روادار رہنے کی تعلیم دی یا روادار رہنا سکھایا. After the conquest of Makkah, فتح مکہ کے بعد conquest of Makkah فتح مکہ فتح مکہ کے بعد the Muslim army entered Makkah humbly and peacefully. مسلم فوج داخل ہوئی مکہ میں عاجزی اور سکون کے ساتھ یا پرامن طریقے سے. پیسفلی پرامن طریقے سے. Now I am repeating this line. فتح مکہ کے بعد مسلم فوج عاجزی اور پرامن طریقے سے مکہ میں داخل ہوئی. No house was robbed. کوئی گھر نہ لوٹا گیا. No man or woman was insulted. کسی آدمی اور عورت کی بے عزتی نہ ہوئی یا نہ کی گئی. کسی آدمی یا عورت کی بے عزتی نہ کی گئی یا نہ ہوئی. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam granted a general amnesty to the entire population of Makkah. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam granted حضور پاک صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم نے عطا کی a general amnesty ایک عام معافی to the entire population of Makkah تمام population آبادی of مکہ کی. نبی صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم نے مکہ کی تمام آبادی کو ایک عام معافی عطا کی. حضور پاک صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم نے مکہ کی تمام آبادی کو ایک عام معافی عطا کی. Now the paragraph is completed. Now going towards the next paragraph. After conquest of Makkah, when everybody gathered in Khana Kaaba, the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked the people of Quraysh, "What do you expect at my hands?" After the conquest of Makkah, فتح مکہ کے بعد when everybody gathered, جب سب جمع ہوئے. Okay students, now we have discussed these words meaning and this paragraph. I hope this is enough for today. Now inshallah this is your homework and we will proceed our lecture in the next class. This is your homework. Do question number 1 from me task in English A, and this is the question number 1 in your me task, and we have discussed it in a great detail. I hope you will do it in a very presentative and very good way, that you have to give the heading of question before read the paragraph. You will give the heading of paragraph comprehension or passage comprehension. Then according as in the task there is the heading of paragraph, you will also give the heading of paragraph. Then you will make a sketch to write the paragraph in the dotted form. Then you will give the heading of question answers. Then you will give the heading of question number 1, and then you will write the question. Then you will write the answer, and after that you will give the heading of question number 2, and you will attempt this question. I hope you have understood all the things. Till then, Allah Hafiz. We will proceed our lecture in the next class. Stay safe at home.